The Supreme Court has directed implementation of Deccan Value Investors' successful resolution plan for the bankrupt Amtek Auto within the next 4 weeks. A two-judge bench of Justice M.R. Shah and Justice Sanjiv Khanna held that any delay in approval of Deccan Value Investors' resolution plan will defeat the objective of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, and the amount of rupees 500 crores already deposited by Deccan Value Investors should be transferred to lenders at a mutually decided time. On 24th November, the Apex Court had asked Deccan Value Investors to pay rupees 500 crores upfront to the lenders of Amtek Auto. On 23rd February, the Apex Court had refused to initiate contempt proceedings against the US-based hedge fund Deccan Value Investors for trying to go back on its bid to acquire the bankrupt Amtek Auto Limited. However, the court had made it clear that its order will remain subject to Deccan Value Investors not raising the force majeure clause while challenging the approval already granted to its bid. The court had noted that there was no need for a contempt case, as Deccan Value Investors had already been disallowed from withdrawing its offer on the 18th of June 2020 and asked NCLAT to decide the appeal filed by the US-based hedge fund. Subsequently, NCLAT approved the resolution plan in April and had directed for its implementation. The top court had ruled that lenders cannot initiate contempt of court proceedings against the applicant if it does not claim before the NCLT that the pandemic had drastically altered the financial calculations that formed the basis for its previous offer. The court ruling back then had taken note of instances of various bidders invoking force majeure clauses to get rid of their previous commitments due to financial constraints imposed by the pandemic. Petitions in the Apex Court filed by lenders of Amtek Auto wanted to prosecute Deccan Value Investors for trying to wriggle out of its obligation to acquire the bankrupt auto parts maker after emerging as the successful resolution applicant. On September 25 last year, the top court had issued a contempt notice to Deccan Value Investors for trying to avoid the takeover of Amtek Auto after its bid of rupees 2,700 crores was approved by NCLT. Deccan Value Investors had invoked the force majeure clause in view of slump in industrial activity during the pandemic, claiming that their commercial assumptions for the auto parts maker had been rendered as redundant due to the prevailing market conditions. Before Deccan Value Investors, UK-based Liberty House's bid was approved by the Committee of Creditors and NCLT in 2018. However, NCLT ordered liquidation of the company in 2019 after Liberty House backed out from the bid without furnishing any bank guarantees. The Apex Court then set aside the order for liquidation, which made the banks restart the insolvency process. With a resolution process dating back to 24 July 2017, when the Corporation Bank moved NCLT, Amtek Auto is one of the longest cases which is still awaiting resolution under the IBC. Owing to over rupees 12,800 crores to financial and operational creditors, Amtek Auto was identified among 12 large corporate defaulters by the RBI in June 2017.